Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. In this video, I'd like to share with you how to make this amazing Sleeping Santa Moon Wreath for the holidays. Quick and easy. I made it in an hour and then just fire it in the kiln once overnight, and then you have this awesome display piece. It's 8 inches in size, so very manageable. I used scrap to make the bulk of it. So fun, fast, easy. Let's get started. I'm going to build this project with a clear base layer and then colors on the top layer. So I have two versions of the pattern. This one here, I've numbered the pieces, and I have a second copy right here. I've numbered the pieces, and I also marked it with G for green, R for red. So green, red, green, red, green, red. This is white, his beard. The hair's white, the whiskers are white, the little rim on the hat is white. And then RO stands for red opal for this part of the hat. And so rather than cut a bunch of pieces for the bottom, for the base, what I'm going to do is lay this glass out. I'm going to draw a line here. I'm going to cut 2 half circles for clear for the background. And then I'll build on top of those. Seems to make sense to me. So that's what we're going to do. This cut on top of the pattern isn't quite as accurate as working with the pattern, but I'm going to do it for simplicity's sake and for speed's sake, because I want to get this cut out kind of quickly. Now, if you're not comfortable just cutting right on top of the paper, then what I suggest you do is cut the paper up and cut around it. And here I'm going to sort of oh boy, I'm starting to get kind of a crazy angle there where I couldn't hold on to my cutter. There we go. Get a little closer on this one. Do a little extra score there. Bring a little extra score here and an extra score there. There we go. All right, let's see what happens. Looks pretty good, huh? All right, I'm going to take my running pliers, squeeze gently. I'll squeeze on this side. There we go. Squeeze again. Now, some people are not fans of tapping the glass, but when you have something this tricky, I think tapping is a great way to ensure that you get the shape that you want. So right here, my score line has run from here to here and here to here, but this area is kind of being a little resistant. Tap behind the score line. Oh boy, now this is going crazy. Going the wrong direction. That's loud, huh? Let's see if now squeeze again. Squeeze over here. Give a little tap with the pliers. Unconventional cutting here, 101. Come on. All right, we're going to give it a tap with the back of the cutter. All right, you know what we're going to do? Do this. That's going to relieve a little stress on that deep inside curve. There we go. Boom. All right, and there we've got a pretty good shape. So I need my dust broom over here, clean up my area. There we go. Right, let's take that out of the way for a sec. And we are going to take our grosing pliers and clean this up right here. That looks pretty good. Right here. Alright, definitely going to need to grind this because it's very chewed up there along the edge. Alright, and comparing this to the pattern, it looks pretty darn good. It's a little rough around the edges, but it looks pretty darn good. Alright, now I'm going to cut this inside out. So to do this, I'm going to do a whole series of smaller score lines. And I'm going to sort of abbreviate things here. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to turn this so it's easier for me to create an even amount of pressure through these score lines. So I'm going to try to get this deep curve out with a series of smaller, more gradual cuts that allow the glass to kind of relieve stress and then get the actual shape that we want. This piece is absolutely going to need a pretty good amount of grinding because we're trying to do something here that's a little tricky. And, well, heck, that's what's fun about it, right? Getting a little tricky. All right. Oh, you see all those score lines? Got a ton in there. All right, I'm going to pull it out one at a time. There we go. We're doing it. Now, if they don't come out immediately, that's okay. Best to kind of ease them a little bit rather than force them. And here we go. The tighter the interior cut you want to, the tighter the interior, more score lines you want to supply, so you get that shape that you want. There we go. All right, we're getting it. We're getting it. This is going very well so far. All right, here we've got a much deeper interior cut, so we're going to really ease that out. I'm grabbing it with the corner of the pliers. I'm trying to just kind of peel those little pieces out like little orange slices. Peeling those out a little bit at a time. Sometimes I just kind of use the grozers to grind a little bit. So we're getting some undercutting there, not great. But we're getting the shape, so that's a positive. This piece definitely needs a lot of grinding. All right, let's sweep the area clean before we lay this back down. And let's compare it to the pattern. Well, it's pretty rough. Like literally rough. Take a little bit off right here. Here, look at his nose. He's got a funny little nose. All right, take a little more off right here. At this point, I'm trying to assess it and see, you know, trying to compare it to the pattern and get as close as I can, but, yep. Hey, I'm cool with that. Looking good. All right, one side done. Take that aside. Sweep again. Let's bring in the other half here. Oh, you know, you never have enough workspace, am I right? Okay, let's turn this around like that. I think it'll be more efficient to use the glass this way. All right, got some crunchies here I need to sweep out of the way. There we go. Oh, so we can do this at an angle. There we go. Now we get a little bit better shape there. Okay, let's go ahead and cut this piece here. Actually, if I do that, that's not the best choice. Let's do this. There we go. So you can kind of, you know, lay out your glass in such a way that you try to keep the biggest pieces, minimize your waste. For this straight one here, I'm going to use this ruler. The ruler has cork on the back, which is nice, so it doesn't slide on the glass. Cut that. Okay, now we're going to cut this. I'm going to turn this because, well, let's just go ahead and break this off. There we go. If I turn it like this, I can maintain a better pressure on the glass while I'm cutting. And look, that little spot ended up in the area we're going to cut off anyway, so that's fine. All right, let's go. Did you guys hear that score? Isn't that amazing? Sounded beautiful. All right, let's do something crazy. Yeah, let's live on the edge here. Okay, here we are. Well, there we are. That just fell right off. Perfect. Okay, all right, here we go. we're going to take rosers. So we have a little more to pull off right here. Pull that off. Have a little tab right here. Let's get rid of that. Alright, now this inside curve. This is the fun stuff. This is where the magic happens here. Ooh, look at that. We're tapping. Oh, the scores run to here now. Scores run, ooh, a little further. Okay, now here I'm going to tap again. Check that out. That's a super clean cut right there. Let's compare it to the pattern now. There we go. Ooh, nice. Look at that, beautiful. I'm going to take these scissors and cut the pattern up and put the pieces in piles of the color that I'm going to use. So I'm following the line kind of closely, but not too close. Alright, so we have red, green, red, green, and look, my paper got wet. So I recommend you try to keep your paper dry, because when it gets wet, when it dries, let's see, it doesn't even want to cut. It dries rippled, and that may not be the best representation of the shape. Red, alright, here's a little. You know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna cut that little circle. We're gonna put that on top. Green. Okay, here we got the little top of the hat. I'm going to do this in a different red. There's white for the rim, so that's white. Cut out the little mustache here. That's also white, red, and then here's his face. I decided to do his face, his hair on his head in one piece instead of two, to simplify the design and minimize the number of pieces. So I think that's all great. I selected a transparent red and a transparent green for the wreath portion of the design. So these are my green pieces. They're going to go on this color right here. My red pieces are going to go on here. I selected this wispy white for the whiskers and the hair. I think that'd be pretty. Got another piece over here for that's his beard. I would love to be able to fit this piece on here if I could. Oh, it looks like I can right there, okay. And then I can maybe fit these pieces over here. What's that? That's his mustache, his little rim on his hat. And then his skin tone is going to be this kind of bone color here. Alright, so I'm going to take my glue stick and glue these pieces down. There we go. Take that one. I put enough glue just to make sure it holds. You don't really need a whole lot. And then these green pieces, let's go ahead and glue those. There we go. Turn that at a little bit of an angle. Let's see, maybe it fits better this way. It does fit better that way. Alright. Okay, so get those all glued down. That fits nicely there. Let's glue this one. So I'm using scrap to create this, with the exception of the clear. That was a kind of a good sized piece, but the rest of this is just scrap I had in my bin. So that's great. It's wonderful when you can, use up scrap pieces to create something fun, and you kind of reduce your scrap and you save a little money, which is always great. This one I could put over here. I think I sure can. There we go. So this was originally a stained glass pattern, but there's no reason why you can't adapt stained glass patterns to fused glass. You just have to kind of look at it, create a base of clear, and then you can minimize some of the detail. All right, maybe this is not going to fit here. I would really like it to. Let's take that off. Let's see if we do that. Nope, that's not working. Okay, but that sort of is working. Okay, and then we take this piece, put it over here. There we go. Perfect. All right, go ahead and cut these up. Oh, I didn't glue this one down. So I've selected this red with a little bit of a pattern to it for the hat because I want it to look different from the red that's in the wreath. And I also purposely put the green, a piece of green next to the red hat so there'd be some color changes there. I moved some of the pieces out of the seam here so we can have more room to work. I'm trying to get as close to the paper as I can without running into it. This transparent red cuts really beautifully. You don't really need to baby it. You can just kind of get in there and do the work. Okay. Rosers ended up way the heck over there for some reason. There we go. Well, that score was obviously not great because it didn't go straight. None of those were great on this one. I must have run into the paper a little more than I thought I did. So try to get as close to the paper without running into it if you can. So I just made a lot more work for myself with the grinder. And a lot of times, if you're not getting great scores, it's because your pressure isn't great and you need to rotate the glass. Oh man, I don't know what's up with this. It's just breaking like crazy. There we go. Well, that one came out really nice. So that's great. I love it. Okay, so over here, how are we going to handle it? How are we going to attack this? So let's go. Look at that. Hit some of that and some of that. Let's do that again. Well, this time I'll just kind of round out that one. Well, that one didn't want to go the right direction, but that's okay. We still got the shape we're looking for, so that's what really matters. Okay, so I ground the clear pieces and put them in the kiln. And we're going to add these other pieces, the second layer. These on top. There we go. We're getting this together. So I ground all the pieces. Pretty happy with the way they came out. I got a little bit of gaps between some of them, but I'm going to kind of let that go because I think that'll add a little more detail to the artwork. So I'm okay with that. And run this red piece here. You can see it wants to shift on me a little bit, but because the two layers are created, you know, cut differently, and it wants to move a little bit, so it doesn't. So gluing it doesn't really make sense because it's not going to hold it together. So glue is is a tool you can use to make things fit a little bit better or make be a little easier to get to the kiln, but they don't necessarily really hold it. So I'm just going to kind of assemble it like that. And then here we have the little pom-pom on the hat. Isn't that just adorable? Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, we're going to fire this to a full fuse temperature overnight, and we'll see what we have when we open it up later. So sweet dreams, Santa. Get over here and close this up. Here we go. Sweet dreams. The project is fired overnight. Here we are opening the kiln, and let's check it out. Wow, look how fun this is. Oh, I love the colors. The red and green together is really pretty. The white is really nice. Look at that. This is a wispy white. Look how it gives it a nice little texture there, a visual texture that there's something going on, not just plain. And then look, here's the seam where the pieces were put together. There's one here and one here. Now this one's a little less obvious because it's behind an opal. This one shows up a little bit, got a little bit of kiln wash in there. And that sort of shows that up a bit. But I think overall, I am very, very pleased with the way this came out. This piece of glass right here had some variations in it, some oranges, and it was kind of a wispy. So it's a little different look than these plain red, which I like. I kind of actually wish there was more pattern in that glass. It seems to have kind of all blended together. Look, we got a little variation going on here with the edge quality, but you know what? That's fine because you know, a wreath would probably do that. If this is if it's a green wreath, green. You know, greenery, and then there's a ribbon around it. Well, yeah, the ribbon would kind of extend out beyond the green a little bit. All right, so we're going to take this over to the table and add some details. I have the project back over here on my work table, and I noticed as I was bringing it over, there were a couple little sharp spots on the back edge here, where some of these pieces extend beyond that circle on the bottom. So I'm going to take what we call a sickle stone, and I'm going to just file those little sharp spots so that they don't kind of catch on my finger. And it just makes the piece feel a little bit more polished, a little more professional. So this is a sickle stone. It's an under $10 item at your art glass supplier. It's basically just a file. It comes 12 inches long, but when you drop it on the floor, well, then it breaks, and you have two pieces and one to share with a friend. So, and also it's a little bit weighty, so the smaller size is kind of nice to get in small areas. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it at about, let's see if I can show you here, at about a 45-degree angle to the glass, because I don't want to abrase this pretty edge quality and disturb that beautiful shiny finish. All I'm going to do is take off that sharp edge. So if you run it like this, you're going to potentially take that shiny edge off of these pieces, and we don't want to do that. So we just want to get that little small area, just kind of go to circular motion at a bit of an angle, so you're just getting that sharpness off, and that feels a whole lot better. All right, now that my original design had some extra detail on it, so I want to go ahead and add those details. I want to add the eye. I've got this black marker, permanent marker. Add the eye detail for Santa. And I've got this gold marker, paint marker, and I'm going to go ahead and add some of these little stars. Now, of course, you could have done these with stringers if you wanted to, or, you know, with paint that fires on. I decided to just kind of do it here after the fact, after it's been fired. There we go. Oh, I think that's wonderful. I love it. Okay, I'll show you these details a little bit closer. There you go. These little star shapes right here. You can do that with the gold, a silver, black, any color, white marker, whatever you have. Give that a little extra detail there. So super fun. Love it. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this fun Santa Moon Christmas wreath, and that hopefully you can squeeze a little time in the next couple of weeks to make one for yourself. Maybe one for yourself, maybe one as a gift. Fast, super easy. I use primarily scrap to build it, so a lot of fun. Get you out in your studio where you can have some creative time. Please follow, like, subscribe, comment on my YouTube channel. All those things help us, encourage us, and inspire us to keep making videos for you. So please do that. And we love when you share. We love when you comment. Also, become a premium video member. We'd love to have you. There's 31 full-length courses. The courses come with a printable pattern ebook, step-by-step video instruction. Each of the courses teaches a different technique, a different method of cutting, a different method of something. You'll learn something, you'll glean something out of every one of those courses. And so please become a premium video member. We would love to have you. And until next time, happy fusing.